What is your scariest true story? I'll share mine. It didn't actually happen to me, but it happened to my mom when she was a teenager. My mom now is in her mid-60s. She's not an overly religious woman. She doesn't read Tay Bible regularly, rarely goes to church, but she prays every night cause that is what gives her comfort. I'll have to side note this with I watched normal horror movies with her every so often. Nothing too crazy or gory, but spooky if you will sort of stuff. Well, I asked her if she wanted to watch The Exorcist, and she flat out 100% refused. She said there is absolutely no way she will ever watch anything related to possession or exorcisms. Well, this was curious. So the movie Constantine comes out, and I show her the trailer asking her if she wants to watch it. She sees the girl near the beginning climbing the ceiling and just refuses again. I should also note, my mother will refuse and kick you out of her house if you even think about bringing an Ouija board into the house. She'll yell, scream, and cuss until you drop the subject, and that's that. This is important. Alright, so that little backstory is out of the way. I ended up asking her why exactly she refuses to watch those sort of movies. Well, she tells me when she was a teenager, at a sleepover at a friend's house, they were up playing games, the parents watching TV. Her friends and herself are on the floor playing a board game, a game my mom has never played before. Well, come to find out it's a Ouija board, and she doesn't know what it does. Well, they start playing, asking a bunch of questions. They end up finding out there is a spirit in the house, so they ask it to show itself. Nothing happens. They demand it to show itself. This was her first indication something wasn't right, caused the lights all around the house. Every single room went out immediately, including the TV, and then snapped right back on. Spooky, huh? Nah, just a fluke. They ask the next question, who are you? The piece moves round the board in big circles with their hands on it and stops at the letter D. Moves to the letter E, then to the letter V, I, L. Wow, someone must be messing with it. This can't be real, so they ask, if you are the devil, then show yourself. Nothing happens for a while, and then suddenly the TV goes out. Well, in the reflection in the TV sitting in the living room next to them, my mom and her friends, even her parents could make out the shape of something terrifying just sitting there. Next to them, the house got extremely cold. Suddenly, loud noises could be heard in the kitchen. Stuff flying off the top of the refrigerator and cupboards opening and closing. They immediately stop the game, close it up, and throw it in the trash, never to play one again. Later that night, my mom is sound asleep and is awoken by something loud and clanging on the roof. She listens intently, and she can hear what sounds like chains and dogs up on the roof. Well, that's not possible. It must be outside somewhere. She wakes up the next morning and goes and talks to her friend's parents, asks them if any of their neighbors have any dogs. They tell her no, and they tell her they also heard the dogs and chains up on the roof last night. So that's the story of why my mom refuses to watch anything that involves exorcisms. She truly believes that the devil was there with them that night, sitting next to them. And the messed up thing is, every time she tells me that story, I get this cold shiver down my spine that there is no way she would be making this up.